रूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्री यतिराजाय विवेकानंद सूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। Our very dear Swami Sarvashtananda ji, Swami Atma Jnanananda ji, Swami Atma Jnanananda ji. So we have a very wonderful assembly of three very erudite scholarly monks from three different parts of the world. Sarvashtananda ji is from London. Many years he spent in Rajkot Ashrama. Then for the past several years he's in London, he's doing wonderful work. And our Atma Jnanananda ji is from Washington DC, he's in charge there. Some of you have visited such a beautiful center, shrine, everything designed by Maharaj himself. It's a great solace. You'll be surprised, he has a PhD in Chaitanya School of Philosophy. So a very scholarly monk. At the same time, for each center in America has a different kind of a flavor. But if you go to Washington DC, you'll actually feel you are in an Indian center. Such a large number of course, Western devotees are there. Large number of devotees, particularly from Bengal. So suddenly you'll find all of a sudden all around here Bengali and very, very nice and very homely. Everybody is welcome. That's why this one of the main staffs in America is to keep the gathering flock together. So Maharaj entertains everyone. So it's an amazing sight. So you feel so wonderful when you visit Washington DC. And our Atma Jnanananda ji, our Arun Maharaj, as he is familiarly known, of course he's a scholar, he's a singer, he's everything. He was head of Mysore Center, then he went to Chandigarh, and from there he suddenly took off to Rio de Janeiro. And of course in a short time he has made a very deep impact, because again all of them, all the three are well known for their extremely affectionate, loving, kind nature, and that's why we are very happy to have them here. Somehow it's not easy. I have to call Brazil, I have to call Washington, and I have to call our Maharaj in London, because they're such tight program, everybody wants to have them. So somehow I said, please give 2 days for our Gurgaon devotees. Of course, people from Calcutta, someone has come from London also probably, but mainly our Delhi Gurgaon devotees. And that's what we have been emphasizing in all our programs, in all our meetings again and again. This center is essentially set up for very serious spiritual seekers. Please know for certain, we don't attract large crowds. We don't want also. We want very serious people who will think deeply about spiritual life, about what lies beyond, what they are supposed to do in life, to address those questions, those issues. That's why we always try to arrange such programs, bring such monks, so that our life is not spent in vain. See, if you really see the Ramakrishna, Sharada, Vivekananda, our Parampara tradition, sadhana is the bedrock on which this tradition stands. And our order is really not known so much for great speakers, orators and so on. Of course, Swami Vivekananda set the whole world ablaze by his oratory and powerful speeches. But then down the line we have not had many, but then they've always lived great monks. When I had the fortune, I was 30 years in Belur Math, I have seen disciples of Raja Maharaj, disciples of Mahapurush Maharaj, so devoted to sadhana, deep, intense sadhana. So that has been the hallmark, that has been the real special feature of this tradition. So again our topic is also directly related to sadhana. Sri Ramakrishna often would say, when we 3 days, at least one day, Nirjanvas, satsang, keeping the company of holy. How do we do that satsang? Only by dwelling on those thoughts, those discussions about those lives, reminiscences. A lot needs to be taught. Of course, you keep listening to me often, so I don't want to take much time. Let us hear from these wonderful monks. Incidentally, today happens to be the Tithi Puja of our very dear Babaram Maharaj, Premanandji. Actually, we didn't plan that it should be on Babarama's birthday. It so happened because Saturday, Sunday is convenient for people to come, so we had fixed. Today I saw in the temple Babaram Maharaj's small picture has been decorated. So again there is another indication that we are at the right time to talk about a subject which is very, very essential and close to our hearts. Babaram Maharaj, of course, was an extraordinary personality. So luminous, people, when he was, as long as he was in mud, visitors would just flock to him first, the very first sight, because he was so attractive. But he was extraordinarily pure and had that great aura about him. So that's why Swamiji knew, so clearly said in Mat, Raja alone will give Diksha. So all would be directed to Raja. Because Raja Maharaj from externally he would not understand. But once you go a little near, then he would know what a spiritual giant he was. But the first attraction immediately, Babaram Maharaj, he was virtually the mother of the Mat. Now what he said, just a day before his passing away, he sent for one Gyan Maharaj was looking after the Bandar or something in Belur. He called him, will you do one thing for me? Yes, Maharaj. Please never neglect the devotees. Please take care of them. That was Babaram Maharaj's last word. Imagine. A person who was so extraordinary, who could go to such spiritual heights. One day Swamiji was in that famous mango tree. He was sitting in a camp cot and he was talking something. All those present were in such exalted mood, because Swamiji could uplift. So Babaram Maharaj was going up the stairs at the old temple carrying the plate for puja. Swami said, there goes Brahman or something. Immediately Babaram Maharaj became transfixed. But simply he lost himself in a state of Bhav Samadhi. And for quite some time Swamiji had to tell Babaram, go and worship. Then he could go. So there are many such instances in Babaram Maharaj's life. Once he was in the temple, he was sitting in a corner. He had lost himself. Then the time for closing approached. So the Muruchi came and called him out loud. No. He thought he had kind of slept. He was so tired. He was thinking like that. Sometime again he came. No response. Then finally he showed light before him in Babaram Maharaj. So he said, Maharaj, you are tired. Then he said something very famous in Bengali. I have put sleep to sleep. By my mother's grace, I am in Yoga Nidra. So, if ever you see me, then in my ears you chant the name of Sri Ramakrishna, I will come back to normalcy. That was his. A person of such exalted spiritual nature, at the same time, his service to devotees. Any time, any person, so much so practically there was kind of a revolt. So because any time devotees come, they would be fed, they would be arranged, come what may. Once actually it was probably 1:30 or so, Babaram Maharaj was always sitting, he knew any time people might come. So all naturally if you go to Belur Math between 12 to 4, virtually you'd there won't be anything at all. The total absence of any activity, sound, this or that. In those days, the boat could come right up to the Mother's Ghat or even Swamiji Ghat somewhere. So from that, in a boat, a group of people came. Nobody was there. They only saw Babaram Maharaj. He was so upset that what to feed them. And somehow he took them to the kitchen. Some rice and dal was left, and also in that big vessel little of that last remnant portion of that famous Belur chachadi. So he scrapped and he fed them. Then he said, no, evening the temple will be open, then you will all have good prasad. And of course, naturally they were given fruits, this and that, after the temple was opened. So years later, maybe some 10 years or so later, again they came. Where is that Maharaj? Where is that Swami? Still that taste lingers in our mouth. Where is that Swami? By the time, of course, Maharaj had attained Mahasamadhi, that was his influence. So it's very appropriate that we begin this sadhana shibir today on the birthday of revered Swami Premanandaji Maharaj. Because first our first speaker will be Swami Sarvashtananda. He will do a small guided meditation for about 20 minutes. So I think many of you, just for the sake of information, 10 to 10:05 today and tomorrow will have Vedic chanting, and then 10:05 to 10:10 opening song or Swami Riddheshananji sings beautifully. 10:10 to 20 we have a small introduction, then 10:20 to 20 minutes guided meditation. Then 1 hour, 10:40 to 11:40, Maharaj will speak Upasana, its importance in the Ramakrishna movement today. Tomorrow he will talk directly about Upasana, worship and meditation. Last 10 or 15 minutes he will leave for question answers. 11:40 to 12 we have a small break for you can just go and have a cup of water and refresh yourself. Then again 12 to 1 we have Swami Atmagyananji. Again he will also in the last few minutes be for question answers. He will talk on the subject sadhana according to Bhakti Marga. And tomorrow sadhana according to Gyan Marga. And in the afternoon Atmagyananji will really give you the fruits of meditation. So if you listen to his talk, you can go back, bags full of fruits of meditation. That will be, he will continue the topic tomorrow also. Thank you so much. Of course, they don't need all that, but still it's our pleasure just to.
Om Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Revered Swami Shantatmanaji Maharaj, dear Atmagyananandji Maharaj, Atmagyananandji Maharaj, it's a great privilege and pleasure to be here among the devotees. And as Maharaj said, this is a center where priority is given to spiritual practice, sadhana or upasana. That's the intention of this newly formed wonderful center here in Gurugram. I had the privilege to be with the revered Maharaj in Belur Math, then Delhi several times. I visited. Also, he has visited London several times. So I had his holy company so many times over the last 40 years. So today there are two things I'm supposed to do. One is the 20-minute guided meditation session. I'll just read out some verses which we normally use when we do our upasana. Some verses, some in English of course, and we do it mentally as some kind of preparatory disciplines. You have to keep in mind that most of you, I think, are initiated. So it's not a substitute, some preparatory discipline which helps to create a ambience for or atmosphere for meditation. It's not actual process of meditation which has to be taken or which has to be followed as per instructions given by your own guru. That is how our tradition is followed. But this is just a preliminary idea. And one more thing, Ramakrishna movement and the upasana that is prescribed for most of the devotees who are sincere, they are very universal in scope. Universal in the sense, it's a wonderful synthesis. Sri Ramakrishna himself was a synthesis of all different spiritual practices. And he, as Swami Vivekananda said, his sadhana or his personality was as deep as the ocean and as broad as the sky. So intensity of sadhana or upasana plus a broad-based synthetic approach, universal approach to sadhana is a hallmark of upasana in the Ramakrishna movement. So keeping that in mind, we'll just recite a few verses. I request you to just close your eyes and try to meditate on the few lines that I will read and try to think deeply on the significance of those uh, lines which will help us in our meditation. Let us offer our salutations to the all-pervading, all-blissful Divine Spirit who dwells in the hearts of all. He is the Lord of the past, the present and the future. By realizing Him, we go beyond all fear and attain to everlasting peace. He is the supreme principle of existence, the supreme reality, the supreme light, and the supreme self. Out of Him, the all-pervading, all-blissful Divine Spirit, we all have come into being. In Him we live, and to Him we finally return. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now let us, for a few moments, sit quiet, relaxing our body and the mind. Let us offer our salutations to the Supreme, all-pervading Spirit. May He guide our understanding. Next, let us offer our salutations also to all the great teachers and saints of the world. Teachers and saints whose teachings we have all inherited. May they inspire us with love for the truth. The Supreme Spirit is the source of all purity, strength, and peace. Next, we come to pranayama or breathing. Let us breathe in vibrations of purity. Let them destroy all our impurities. Let us breathe out vibrations of purity. Let us breathe in vibrations of peace. Let these vibrations destroy all our restlessness. Let us breathe out vibrations of peace. Now, let us send forth currents of purity, strength, and peace to all our fellow beings, to the east, to the west, to the north, to the south. Let us be at peace with ourselves and at peace with the whole world. Let us now take up the position of the witness or sakshi or the spectator and draw our mind away from all distractions, from all sounds and other troubles. Let us detach ourselves from all the thoughts, feelings, and pictures that spontaneously arise within. Let us just be wide awake. Next, think of the Supreme Brahman as an all pervading infinite ocean of light, the light of consciousness, Chaitanya. Brahman is Sat, Chit, Ananda, infinite existence, infinite consciousness, and infinite bliss. And try to visualize it and yourself in that vast consciousness as a point of that supreme spiritual consciousness or light. Now bow down to that Brahman or light of consciousness by chanting Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Vijnanam Anandam Brahma. Now visualize that the luminous form of your Ishta Devata, your chosen deity, is emerging from that Satchidananda. Out of compassion for you, he is emerging from that infinite light of consciousness that he really is. Next, imagine he is seated either in front of you or in your heart on a beautiful 8-petaled lotus, red lotus. Now offer your salutations at your Ishta Devata's feet. The Advaitin or monist meditates on the Supreme Spirit as Sat, Chit, Ananda, infinite existence, consciousness, and bliss. The devotee meditates on the same being in various aspects as God the Father, God the Mother, or God the Friend, or God the Beloved. The same infinite spirit manifests himself as the great gods and goddesses. He again comes down on earth, as it were, in the forms of divine incarnation for blessing mankind. We may select any one of these as we please for our meditation, of course, as instructed by the Guru. As we meditate, let us all feel that both the worshipper and the worshipped are drowned in the one Sat Chit Ananda. It is really the one infinite being that manifests himself in one aspect as the devotee and in another aspect as the deity. Now to conclude, let us try to feel the divine contact in our hearts of hearts, and may the divine presence within soothe our nerves, calm our minds, quieten our hearts. May the divine spirit guide our understanding and enlighten our consciousness. We end with a prayer. May the all-pervading, all-blissful Divine Spirit protect us all. May He guide us all. May He nourish us all. May the teachings we learn from them become forceful and fruitful through His grace. May peace and harmony dwell amongst us all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. From the unreal, lead us to the real. From darkness, lead us to light. From death, lead us to immortality, divine realization and bliss. May we find Thee in our heart of hearts. May we discover Thee in all our fellow beings. May we love Thee and serve Thee in all beings. Finally, a prayer for the welfare of all. May the world be peaceful. May all beings be freed from misery and danger. May all beings realize what is good. May all beings be actuated by noble thoughts. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.